Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ranting Atheist podcast. Today we'll be listening to a Clubhouse room recording. This was one of the after Bible study rooms we usually create, and someone stumbled into the room and they were shocked that atheists exist. They identify as spiritual but not religious. They've come to the conclusion that religion is bullshit. But somehow that higher power, they don't just want to let it go. So they're asking questions of the way we see the world as an atheist. And it was a very interesting conversation. So if you haven't subscribed up, please consider subscribing on Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube and other places podcasts are available. Then check out the show notes for links you may find useful, including our Discord server. We'd love to have you there. So now let's go into our conversation in which we are asked some existential questions by someone who is spiritual but not religious.
Hi guys, good evening.
I'm tired.
Hi, Fred.
It's time to pray.
How is everyone doing? So yeah, sorry, I'm actually not an atheist.
Sure. Do you care to identify yourself?
I'm not exactly sure what I am. I think I'm probably I guess I'll probably say I'm spiritual.
But
Sorry?
not religious. All right. So what does it
Sorry?
mean?
Can you differentiate that for us, please?
What does it mean to be spiritual?
Good, I know you guys want to attack me now, but
Is this your position?
I mean, don't you want to engage?
We are not attacking you.
No.
We enjoy asking you questions. We are enjoying it. We are catching.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's take it from scratch. Yeah, but let's take it from scratch. Right? Okay, so what is spirituality to you, at least?
okay, sorry, okay, maybe I can't define the terms, but let me just explain to you how I am, okay? Yeah, so I grew up as a Christian and then I began to question things.
Nice.
I guess my sexuality had a lot to do with that. But then, aside that, I just thought it was weird. Like, why would I say, oh, I'm a Christian just because I was born into a Christian home? I'm like, no. So, I then just began to be like, okay, you know what? I believe in a higher power. I believe in something. Because I had explored atheism and I was like, I just couldn't bring myself to believe that there is nothing. Because I'm like, then what is the purpose of anything? What's the purpose of me? What's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of the universe? So for me, so sorry, what did you say?
Just keep going.
Okay, yeah. So for me, I guess me being spiritual is basically something I can hold on to, right? To say, for me, this helps me know that even though I don't believe in any specific religion, I believe that at least there is a purpose and there's a higher power and there's a source of everything. And that is what I mean by my spiritual. So yes, I don't believe in any specific religion, but I believe, but that helps me attach purpose to life and to myself. And when things happen, when I lose someone, or when life ends with someone or for someone I love, at least that gives me that comfort that okay, that higher power, that higher purpose that I believe brought me into the world and brought everyone into the world is taking care of them wherever it is they have gone to. So that's kind of where I am.
So I think.
So yes, I know I have no basis for believing in this because obviously.
Abi? I think that should be.
I'm a theist. Is that what you said?
Deist.
What is that? Okay, so I believe in a deity. Is that what it is?
Yes, a deity. A god that's not involved in
A non-specific deity.
Non-specific.
It's all part of the theism triangle, though.
Yeah, we know it is.
Okay, so
it's like the outer region. Is theism light?
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So I guess that's what I would identify as a deist. Yeah.
I was about to say, it sounds like deist, not theist.
Yeah, deist. Yeah.
Well, deist is like a part of theism. There are two different things. So deism, like he believes in a god and a higher power. Theist, he still believes in a god like her, but in a different No, they're without the religious backing, and I don't want to get into more specific.
There is also a scale to deism, unlike theism. There's a scale of how much interventionism
We'll get there.
believe.
Let's just focus on Fruity for now. Ranting, off to you. Yeah.
You want to confirm the involvement of the entity. So, Fruity, do you mind to be probed more?
Yes, of course. So, there's some spiritual things I believe in. Again, I know there's no basis, according to you guys. For instance, in terms of, this thing of manifesting in your life. And, I believe, because I believe in a source and I believe in that higher power. So I do believe in, when in terms of manifesting, and I've seen it happen for me in my life and how things have been happening for me. So, yes, I do believe that this higher power is involved. Is as involved as we let the higher power be, essentially.
So we are on the gradients.
And whatever it is that is the plan for that higher power, I'm open to, because if you could let me enjoy this, I'm trusting that you have more in store, probably even better in store for me. Yeah.
Okay, so then I wanted to say something.
No. Is it directed to anybody?
Yeah, anybody can answer.
Or just general?
So, how you guys, how I explained that, for me, my belief in this higher power gives me comfort about life and the purpose of life and existence and everything. I feel like on some level as an atheist, you kind of have to be okay with the fact that life might not have a purpose and that when you die, that's the end. And
that is
when
correct.
people you love die, that's the end. So are you guys like fine by you came to be? That's what I mean by
hello. I'm late.
Yeah, so
yes, we are fine with this is all there is. We are fine with that. We accepted it. I know I'm late.
Okay, I get that you're fine with this. Are you also meaning you're fine with the fact that there's no afterlife? Okay, great. Are you also fine with the fact that there's probably nothing, there's no higher power that has a purpose for you and for the universe being in existence?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
I would say yes as well.
Yeah. One more.
My answer is if there's no purpose for you, you get to create yours. So yes. And also, I think more importantly is like saying I'm fine with it is as an undertone of assuming that it might be there. You know what I mean? It's more of a like how will I put it? I'm fine with the fact that I don't know something. There are certain things that we are never going to know, right? If we don't know if there's life afterwards. So I think the thing that people usually have a problem with is that I don't know aspect of things. They want to always attach something to it because that I don't know always like makes them go crazy. So I'm fine with saying I don't know if there's life after this. I'm fine with it. I don't know if there's anything after this. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's incredible. It's such a scary thought for me.
I know. I know.
Okay, so that's.
Can I ask you a question?
Hold on. I wanted to ask one more thing. Israel, I think I'll let you ask after. Like I wanted to ask it before. Like this deity or what you believe in. How do you know it's like really a thing and not just your mind playing on you? Like I'm trying to dumb it down that way.
I get you, and that is. I think that is something I think of less and less now, but I do agree with you that it's a possibility. But I guess for me, again, it just rests on just my inability to accept that everything just came out of nowhere and for no reason.
You have a problem with that. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. It's not just I don't know. It's also the possibility that there might not have been anything, right? So it's not just like atheists that say they don't know. Is that they're okay with not even attributing it to anything, even if they're not sure what that thing is.
Yes.
I am not.
Because it is what it is, whether we accept it or not.
Let Fruity finish it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so for me, I find comfort in believing that there has to have been something that brought it all to be. And that something is what drives my life, is what drives my purpose. And, is what would, again, I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but it's what is going to take care of things when I die or when people I love die. And I have comfort in that. It just baffles me that you guys don't feel the need for that. It's crazy.
No, I understand. Let me say one thing. Let me say one thing. Like, do you care about the truth of things? Do you just want to feel good, or do you care about whether something is true or not?
That's an interesting. Can I want both?
You can. I mean, but you have to identify. You have to make sure you know exactly, because when you're having dialogue with people who don't believe, if you're trying to say this is what I believe, you have to make sure you understand what you're saying. If you're saying that you believe it because it makes you feel better, I can literally say, okay, as far as you know, that's what it is. But if you believe it because it's true, that's another case entirely. We have to now have a conversation about that. You know what I mean?
So yes, I can't objectively prove that it's true. You know, I believe it because it makes me feel good, and I believe it because I've rationalized it to be true based on how I view the world.
I don't think
that's quite honest.
Okay, hold on. Let everyone hold on. I think let's just move to Israel, because Israel has been wanting to ask something. So I'm guessing it may.
And also, Jason has been trying to talk since I've been seeing his mic come on. But
hold on. After Israel, Jason would ambush him. You know, Israel.
Yeah, sorry, this isn't really an ambush, but I wanted to know. So, like, if this is possible for you, it would be nice if you could like verbalize why a deity not giving you a purpose sounds scary to you.
Wait,
I don't know if you get my question.
No. Is it a deity not giving me a purpose, or there not being a deity to give me a purpose? Is that what you mean?
Yes, there not being a deity.
Because what is scary to me is not that the deity doesn't give me a purpose, is that there is even no deity to give me a purpose. I think that's what's scary to me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, what's scary about that? Like, do you think you can say it?
It's scary to me because it doesn't give me something to live for. It doesn't give me something beyond myself to live for and to be accountable to, you know. And also, it's just the idea that I guess for me is this idea of I just want to feel led. You know, I don't want to lead myself because I didn't bring myself to the world. So yeah.
I will say this: the one thing I like about your answers is the fact that you're very honest.
As in, I think they touch my soul.
Keep that up.
I was just gonna say, I think the thing with, I think it's more reasonable.
Sure.
I think it's
Sorry,
more
Jason,
reasonable.
hold on. Jason, hold on. Steph, if you do any of these again, I swear I'm sending you back down to where you came from. Jason, proceed.
Yeah, I was going to say for what Fruity said, I think it's a reasonable position, even though it's not the one I hold. I understand the rationale because I think it makes more sense to me. I think deism makes infinitely more sense than theism because theism generally usually presupposes that human doctrine and human anthropocentrism should be applied over reality, whereas I don't think deism does that. And I think that's why. I'm not in spiritual anyway. I'm secular, non-spiritual, but I can understand more a spiritual deistic standpoint much more than any theism, simply because I don't think you apply that anthropocentrism, and I also don't think it's unreasonable to want that sense of security because I think most people do.
Yeah,
and I think that's why I don't think anyone should like make fun of you for that, because I think wanting that sense of purpose or security is something that, if not all people do, the majority of people do. So I think it's a much more understandable position than theism.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. And but one thing I really want to understand is why maybe not you specifically, because I don't think you fall into that category, but how and why the people here, are able to be okay with that, with not having that sense of security or purpose. Like,
I don't have a sense of security.
That's what I'm saying. I want to understand, like, how are you okay with that? Sorry?
I feel like with a lot of people, the answers will be different, right? Because even that sense of security that you're talking about, I had it before when I was religious, right? I had to unlearn it. So that made me realize that it was something that I learned. If perhaps I was born into a situation where I was told something otherwise, maybe I wouldn't even have that sense of security. It's like the lies you've been told if you were born into religion is what you would believe, right? So if you always thought that if you pray to this being that doesn't exist, like all your problems go away since you were born, of course you grow up to have that sense of security. But there's also other atheists or people that don't believe that will tell you they've never ever thought that anybody was protecting them and they just deal with their situations. It's different answers for different people.
Yeah. So like me now, it took time, like during my deconversion process, where I was like questioning God, like, why is God an asshole? Before it now moved to, why is God behaving like this? Like, now be like, no, this is just behavior of human beings and claiming to be God now. Like, like, does God really exist? Does God exist? I don't believe this God exists. I don't believe this God exists. Like, it is too man. Usually the process, like, by the time I got to that point, it's not staring in my head. Like, so you are telling me that we are floating in the solar system, and a freaking meteor or asteroid can just come and whack us due to our bad luck, and it will just go bloop. We'll go bloop, and we are gone. Nobody will know we won't exist. Nothing to acknowledge our existence. We are gone. That was part of the process. When I said like, so that is what is happening. And then no wonder this, no wonder that, and all those processes happened during my deconversion. So by the time I got to the point of, so we are alone, I'd already broken down the God and seen that it is just the characteristics of the God. Gets angry like a human being, gets happy, wants to be appeased, gets jealous. Like, it was just so like, this is a human being, and he's using a he, but he doesn't have a gender, doesn't have a dick. Do you understand? So I was like, so this is just human beings, because you now see that another set of people do the same thing, but a different variation, different names, different cultural context. You look all around and you now be like, we are just rolling dice every fucking day.
Yeah.
Every fucking one of us. We are just a speck, a blue speck in the corner of one galaxy, in the corner of the universe. That is on a collision course with another galaxy. That is how insignificant we are. Like, that is exactly when I discovered like, I really don't mean much in the grand scheme of things. And that was where I was like, we're fucked, and accepted it. I've accepted it. So if we see that, this is like this movie Armageddon, and there's one meteor or is it asteroid? I think it's an asteroid that can be as big as this planet or bigger. That's actually on collision course. There's nothing NASA can do. There's nothing Space Force can do. That we are fucked. I will just start the countdown and just shrug like it is what it is, because it is what it is. Prayers and praying against things and hoping things work in different ways is nothing but denial of reality. Reality is fucking painful. You know what it is for me to realize that I'm a black man living in Nigeria, living in Africa, and by that I got the bad luck of my class. By that definition, my class on this planet has already been determined for something I was not consulted to choose, or even to exist. I did not choose to exist to even begin with. There was no possibility of me being selected or being consulted to, do I want to exist? Like, what am I to even be asked? I already exist to exist. What the fuck? Do you understand? That is how insignificant. But this religion is the ego. Like, there's something more to me. The maker of the universe is my best friend. Like, makes me feel better than the rest. You see that ego? When you realize that how small you are, you accept the reality. You are forced to accept it, that we are fucked. We are all alone here. You are like that is the worst that can happen. So it is what it is. We are really fucked. Insignificant.
So anyway, how is everyone's day going?
That's good. That's a good one.
Feels like getting.
I'm sorry for taking us to that way.
It's great.
Yeah, fake news.
It's not even easy. Like sometimes when you realize that there's probably no purpose or no meaning.
Why am I going to
nobody,
work?
or nobody protecting you, or nobody to pray to. That shit is hard, though.
It's hard. You cannot be on your own. And next thing, stray bullet to come and meet you in your house.
You get
for no fault of yours. You were not in the wrong place. You were in your fucking house on your bed. Bullet came to meet you in your, like, what are the odds? But next thing is, the arrow that fly by day, the whatever that fly by night. Oh Lord, protect you, because it's only you that is important than the next person.
I realize that in situations like that, God is protected, you know. Like if the bullet actually touch you, they'll say, God, it was your time. God called you home.
Yes.
But if the bullet don't touch you,
miracle.
God saved you.
Miracle. No, what's a testimony on Sunday?
Always want to take the glory, never the blame, never the responsibility. What an ass.
What analogy I saw about a plane crash.
I will never
died.
forget when I was in church and somebody was like giving a testimony about like a bus crash or something. And then like 10 people died and then the person was like, boy, I made it alive, I thank God. And in my head, I was just like,
what about
but like people? 10 people died, though. like what
God said to only save one.
That's poor conversion rate, man. That's very poor. For a God. That's very poor. Way too many people died. Everybody knows
when I became atheist, when I became atheist, tipper. I don't know what they call tipper in English, but in Nigeria they call them tipper. Was coming straight for our car, and last minute, the guy just like swerved to the left. I went to go and hit like the fence. You need to see how many weeks my dad was doing. He said that I must give testimony for weeks. He said I must give testimony. I'm like, dude, the man saw us last minute and moved this thing. I think we should praise the man instead of thanking God. Like,
yeah, I think the man deserves the credit. Like that's the real thing.
And like reflexes. Give that man some prop.
You know, it's not convenient
like
to wait like
dead in the water. You know.
Yeah, like I think it's just more convenient to place like I said, because these things come with shock, right? You're shocked that this nearly happened.
Sojourn go do surgery for 17 hours. Sojourn go do surgery for 17 hours. They'll come and say, thank God. Are you a bastard?
Okay, what about the one that is not shocked?
For 17 hours, you know?
What about this one? When you read for hours to pass an exam, and you read, and you finally passed your exam.
Thank God.
Only for you to go and give testimony that God made you pass the exam. Are you kidding me?
You for no read now. Talk about better. You for no read. They bore you well.
You know, it's kind of easier to just rest our eyes. When we don't see ourselves as too big, or we're meant to see ourselves as, you know, people who can't, or where, you know, you're just some kind of mere thing. So when something extraordinary happens, you tend to just rest it on that convenience that, it's that guy who was looking up to me, or that guy who is looking after me. You know, just the human mind, as I say. It's just, as I was saying, it's all you need to think it's a thing, or it's just in your head. Exactly. Like for every 10 good things that happen, there are like 200 that probably didn't, you know.
And you know that our brain doesn't really help. You know, like when you buy a new car, right? You've not seen that car anywhere before. Let me say bag, right? You didn't see that bag anywhere, but when you now bought the bag, everybody seems to be wearing this bag. Our brain is picking and choosing shit. So
I know, right?
if something we call miracle happens, it doesn't mean like 200,000 bad things has not happened to you that month. But you only focus on that one good thing that happened to you. And be like, oh, God is only doing miracles. Are you whining me?
Only you. 8 billion now.
What God cannot do does not exist.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this episode. Please subscribe up Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and other places podcasts are available. Then check out the show notes for links you may find useful. including our Discord server. Would love to have you there. Have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one.